Hi, this is Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning in to My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. We're here on the beautiful grounds of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel at the Amelia Island Concours d'Elegance. This is one of the nation's finest and fastest growing vintage car shows, and it features the creme de la creme of classic automobiles. You'll see everything from Duesenbergs and Bugattis to Yanko Camaros. And it's the 100th anniversary of Pierce Arrow, and I think you'll see quite a few of those in the crowd too. And talk about your automotive celebrities, you could fill an autograph book with signatures here. Joining me now is Bill Warner, chairman of the Amelia Island Concours d'Elegance.
Welcome to Florida's First Coast, Dennis.
I could live here, Bill. This is nice.
I do, and it is.
What a fabulous event you've got going here, and it's in its sixth year, eh?
Sixth year.
Mm-hmm. It's a benefit.
It's a benefit for a hospice, community hospice, and in the 5 years that we've run the show here, we've generated nearly $1 million for the care of terminally ill children and adults.
That's just phenomenal. You must have some fairly big backers, because this is not a cheap show to put on.
Oh, we've got some great backers. Mercedes-Benz was the founding sponsor. We've got General Motors and Meguiar's, BASF, Goodyear, DuPont Registry. Gee, I could go on and on. A great group of people who come in and really make it happen, because you can't do it without the finances.
You sure can't. And this is you've got some heavy hitters there. This is a major show. Now, it's an invitation-only show.
I'm the Dr. Frankenstein of this thing, yeah. I pick every car that's on the field, and it has to fit a theme. We put together a theme like this year, the 100th anniversary of Pierce Arrow, and the cars of John Surtees, our honoree. He was the 1964 Formula One champion for Ferrari and 7-time motorcycle champion.
The only guy that's ever won world champions on
You've been studying up?
Well, he's one of my heroes, what can I say?
He's one of my heroes too, and it's been a thrill to have he and Jane here. It's just been wonderful.
Now, how many cars do you have, Bill?
There's 223 automobiles and motorcycles, and we're one of the few concours that embraced motorcycles from the start.
Well, hey, I can't wait to get around and see all these. They're just stunning cars, and what you've done for hospice is fabulous. I congratulate you.
Thank you, Dennis, and now if you stick around, you can drive that 1934 Ford Special of mine off the field.
Deal.
The Ritz-Carlton is the setting for the Amelia Island Concours d'Elegance, which is fast becoming one of the premier Concours car shows in the country. And you can see why with cars like this 1937 Dubonnet. I thought this was one of the most spectacular autos on display. This show had a selection of cars for just about everyone's taste.
Well, Ralph, there are some very unique cars here, but this is just beautiful. This really caught my eye. This is a Packard Pan-American?
Yeah, 1952.
So it was a concept car?
Exactly, built for the auto show. They built 6 of them.
Is that right?
Yep.
I mean, it's so low. They weren't building anything that looked like this.
No, this was kind of ahead of its time. It was sectioned 4 inches through the center of the body. All the work was done by Henny, which is an ambulance company. Which is kind of odd. But
yeah, these look like ambulance.
Yeah, those are off the sirens.
No kidding?
They used whatever they had.
Oh, and I love the tailpipe extensions.
Yeah, everything kind of goes. The caps for the wheels, everything's just rounded off.
Well, it's beautiful, and the color's so unique.
That's a special color also, just for this car, for the same thing, for the show circuit. It's called a green gold.
It was kind of an iridescent almost.
Yeah, exactly. Predecessor to like a flip-flop color.
Yeah. How about the interior? Would this have been the way it was set up for
custom?
show?
This is exactly, with the sweeping lines on the door panels that go around through the back. It's a true 2-seater, which is way ahead of its time.
Well, that's a heck of a lot of car for a 2-seater.
You got a lot of trunk space. It's good for driving. And
well, now, is it aluminum car or is it steel?
It's all steel and leaded.
And leaded?
Wherever they sectioned it.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Well, what's under the hood?
It's really heavy.
It's a heavy hood? A lot of lead in there? Can I feel it?
Yeah, try.
Oh, God! That thing's got to be 300 pounds.
Like I said, it's a 4-guy job to get the hood off and then line it back up. Then you can see where they sectioned the hood out.
Yeah.
They put the scoop in. And that's, if you see 53 Caribbeans and 54s, they kind of use
this
the
was
same
sort of
kind
the
hood.
model for the 53, 54 Caribbean.
Yep.
And then so just basic straight 8 Packard?
Packard straight 8, 4-barrel carburetor, automatic.
How's she run?
Real good.
Yeah.
This one ran so good. Pictures of it. This is the only one with a top. That's why they put the top on it, because they wanted to drive it in the winter.
It is beautiful, and this thing turns some heads. Even at a place like Amelia Island, this car turns heads.
It kind of stands out. You don't see many of them out there.
It does. Hey man, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Well, Ron, I think this is the only mid-50s Pontiac I've seen at this show. It's a 55 Star Chief, right?
55 Star Chief, Custom Continental. It's the only Pontiac in the show.
Is that the only one?
The only one in the show today.
Well, this baby is loaded. You've got more options on this than I've ever seen. How many could you get back then?
There was 62 options, and this car has 51 of a possible 62.
You're kidding. Well, it's got the Continental kit would have been one.
Continental kit.
How about that? What is that?
That's an exhaust deflector that just hides the tailpipe.
So it's just decoration?
It's just decoration.
Wow.
It's all it is.
Well, now what's the color scheme? It's just beautiful.
It's a sequel green upper and
Yeah.
Avalon yellow lower.
Two-door hardtop.
Two-door hardtop.
And that would have been the stock interior colors too?
Yes, the interior colors match the exterior colors.
Man, there's some options in here. What all you got?
It's got a tissue dispenser. It's got a hand spotlight. It's got a Remington auto home shaver, which was a factory accessory.
That was an accessory?
That was an accessory.
Could you shave in the car?
You can shave in the car, or you can take it to your hotel room.
Oh man. Now I see you've got the Chief up there.
Yes.
Now that lights at night, right?
That lights at night. Looks very unusual going down the road.
I bet it does.
Very unusual.
Can we look under the hood?
Sure.
So what powered the 55 Star Chief?
This is a 287, first year of the V8 for Pontiac. It's got the 4-barrel carburetor. It's got the windshield washers, and it's also got an underhood light that rolls out if you have a flat tire. You can use it to change your tire.
Well, Ron, it's a beautiful car. I'm so glad you made her down for the
Thank
show.
you.
Thank you. Well, Jim, I know one of the themes is rare Woodies, and this is one of the rarer ones I've ever seen, a Nash Woody.
Yeah, it sure is rare. They decided in 1946 to make 1,000 of them over a 3-year span. So they tooled up slow, and they made 595 in 1947.
Yeah.
And in this year, there's 12 survivors today, and out of the 3-year span, there's about 19 or 20.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of interesting options. It even has a windshield wiper back
Yes,
here.
well, our new SUVs, of course, have them, but this was one of the first cars to have as an optional item, so you can see where you've been, I guess.
Well, the woodwork is just beautiful. It's kind of a fastback body style.
Yes, it's right from the 4-door sedan. They made the inserts in Central Michigan and then sent them to the factory and inserted them.
So it's pretty much a standard, Nash interior, right?
Right, this seat will flip down.
Oh, yes, Nash heritage.
Right, the Rambler then carried it on. Mattresses would go on, screen windows in the back for the breeze.
No kidding.
A real sportsman's car.
Well, now, what powered our little Nash here?
Well, this is the 6-cylinder Continental engine, probably turning out about 85 horsepower. Very, very reliable. You started it by pushing in on the clutch,
Oh,
and the
wow.
starter was set under that.
So, I mean, could you hit that starter when you were putting the clutch in sometimes?
I've done it about twice, but you know right away. It sort of grinds.
And red plug wires?
Yes, we put the wrong color in to start with, but more research found the correct ones.
That's correct.
Yeah, that is correct.
Man, they wanted you to know where they were, I guess.
Well, if we can find them, there's no problem.
It's a unique and very rare Woody, Jim. Beautiful car.
Well, fine. Thanks for stopping and interviewing.
In 1967, some Buick dealers in California put together a promotional GS California with special badging. The idea caught on, and in 1968, not to be outdone, a few select Colorado dealers came up with the idea of swapping the California emblems for the word Colorado.
We got a gorgeous day in northern Colorado. I'm here with Dan Carr. Dan, good to see you.
Thank you. Welcome, Dennis.
And this gorgeous 68 Buick GS Colorado. I mean, this is a Colorado special, right?
That's right. It was a Buick made something called a GS California in 68 and 69, and this was a local Colorado edition done by some dealers in Denver.
So it's really a dealer package, right?
Yes.
And is it pretty much a trim package that made it the Colorado special? What all did you get when you got the Colorado special?
Basically, you got a GS package on a special deluxe model, which is a little different than the GS 350 that was on the Skylark.
How about this 350 Stage 1?
That's something I did. I built what I envisioned a 350 Buick Stage 1 V8 might be like.
So you look at the back quarter and you got the Buick insignia, you got GS, you got Colorado, you got a lot going on there.
Correct.
Was that actually a GM part?
I believe the Colorado emblems were manufactured by the local dealers and basically substituted for the California emblems when the cars came off the truck.
I bet they're hard to find.
Yeah, they are. Fortunately, I had a good pair on this car when I got it, but I haven't seen many.
So this is actually a post car.
Right, it's based on a special deluxe two-door post sedan. It was a budget muscle car, basically. And it's about 200 pounds lighter than a Skylark.
Is that right? And the Skylark would have been a pillarless car.
Correct.
Now, for a budget muscle car, it still looks pretty nice inside.
Yeah, I really like this interior. It's black cloth and vinyl interior. It's all original except we've replaced the carpeting.
Now the front end, you've got one more GS logo that lets you know what's coming at you.
Yes, that's the same as all the GS models have that same emblem on the grille.
Let's have a look at that 350 engine. Wow, wild air cleaner.
Yeah, that's actually a 1967 Buick GS so-called Star Wars air cleaner.
Luke, I am your father. But it works. It looks great in there.
I really like it, and I had it sitting around, so I painted it to match the car.
Oh, it really sets it off. Now, the 350 was the first year for the 350?
Yeah, 68 was the first year for Buick 350. Motor Trend magazine gave it high marks, saying it was a big improvement over the previous year's 340.
What kind of horsepower?
280 horsepower, about 350 foot-pounds of torque.
Revs pretty well, I bet?
Yeah, the way the motor's built, it really likes to get going about 3,000 RPM.
Oh, well. Let's do some, what do you say we do some Colorado cruising in this Colorado special?
Okay, let's make it go.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Love this character line down the side on these Buicks too. I think that looks great.
Yeah, I really like the styling on these 68 Buicks. It's bold but elegant.
I absolutely love this part of the country. And what better way to enjoy the Colorado scenery than taking a spin in Dan's 68 Buick GS?
So, Dan, were these all bench seat cars?
Yes, I believe that every GS California and Colorado had a bench seat. They were pretty Spartan as far as options that were available. This is the only one I've ever seen, a GS Colorado that came with air conditioning.
Well, it's kind of warm today. I'm actually thankful for that.
It is. It's an unusually hot day here in Colorado.
The Colorado script, do you think they just designed that, made it locally, or what do you think it came from?
I don't know who would have actually made it, but the script, the lettering font is very similar to the California. It's almost as if they tried to make it as close to the California as possible while changing the name.
Well, 350 sounds pretty strong, feels pretty strong. What all do you, I mean, it's a good engine to begin with, but what did you do to it?
We used cam and aluminum intake from a TA Performance. It's not easy to find Buick Performance parts, but if you know where to look, you can find some, and that's one of the reasons I decided to keep that 350 in this. A lot of people said, well, I'll put a 455 Buick in it. I thought, well, I could certainly do that, but I thought, well, since every GS California or Colorado came with a 350, and people don't build the 350s that much, I thought, I'll give it a try.
Now, the three dealers that made these things must have gotten together and decided to do it. I mean, was there that kind of love between them, or?
Yeah, you would think they would want to compete somehow more, but the three biggest Buick dealers in Denver got together to make this package.
And how many did you say you think they sold in 68?
I think there were about 3,500 GS Californias sold in 68, and an unknown, relatively small percentage of those were converted to the GS Colorado.
Oh, I see.
I am guessing about 200.
Very nice, Dan. You know, I kind of got this Rocky Mountain High thing going.
Well, thanks very much. I enjoyed it.
Oh, it was great. We're not far from Estes Park, are we?
No, we're not.
Rocky Mountain National, here we come.
Let's do it.
All right.
Trail Ridge Road.